Alright, Kman's weekly update. Working on a change of scenery tonight, overlooking a pitch black lake. However, I am now using my new AX53 from Sony that replaced my failed AX33 that Sony's warranting out for me, or refunding me for since I couldn't fix it. And this camera does considerably better in low light. I can actually barely read my paper. But here we go. Australian electric company AGL will charge $1 a day to charge your EV. Any EV, including a power-hungry Tesla. There's such an overabundance of solar and renewable energies there, driving the cost of electric down, that for basically a flat dollar a day, it's an all-you-can-eat buffet for your car. More Model 3 photos have been released / leaked, as Tesla has had their Model 3 out for road testing on one of their metal or midnight black style prototypes. Panasonic will begin cell production at the Gigafactory later this year. Cost to replace Model X windshield reportedly is lower than what most were expecting. Most were expecting it to be a many $1,000 affair. However, it is only approximately just a hair under $900 to replace a Model X, massive Model X windshield. Tesla makes offer to purchase SolarCity as an all-stock option. I'm all for it. What better company to own a solar company than Tesla? I'm surprised Tesla alone wouldn't suck up most of the production for the time being. And don't forget, SolarCity was building a solar panel factory, I believe in Buffalo, New York. Tesla plans a new factory. Where, you might ask? Outside Beijing, China. The refreshed Model S timing is, in fact, as predicted, starting to eat up a number of Model 3 orders. So those that don't want to wait for a Model 3 can purchase a 60 kilowatt hour Model S for only a little bit more than the Model 3. Starting at, I believe, around 66 grand. Well, I guess not quite a little bit more, but you are getting a heck of a lot more car for the money. Model X has been tested to show approximately 50 horsepower more than the Model S, which the Model X is still slower than the Model S. So I guess, it's a heavier vehicle, not as aerodynamic, so it needs that extra 50 ponies. Although I wonder what kind of difference that extra 50 ponies would make on the Model S. Not that it really needs it. I mean, it's already going ludicrous speed. Panasonic is also hiring dozens and dozens of employees for their production startup at the Gigafactory. And you can probably hear Gino playing with the other kids in the background. I'm not a baby, I'm Gino. Crazy little man. Tesla will be using a South Korean parts manufacturer, Mando, I believe is the pronunciation. Plus, I can barely read my notebook out here. And to supply Model 3 parts. The Model X has now launched in China, starting in Beijing. And I'm going to attempt to get some photos from there. As most of you know, my fiance lives in Beijing, so I am going to send her to some of the Tesla stores. See if we can get some direct photos. Mexico gets first Supercharger at the Galerías I can't even pronounce it. It's a mall just south of the capital. So Model S or Tesla travel to Mexico is now possible, although I wonder if Tesla will amend our warranties, because as of right now, our warranties are void if we travel outside of USA or Canada. Specifically saying if we travel to Mexico, our warranties are void. But now that Tesla is supporting Mexico, I wonder if they will amend the warranty language. Let's see. Unplugged Performance, maker of aftermarket body panels for vehicles, has produced a refresh version style fascia upgrade for the front of first-gen autopilot cars. So those of you with autopilot cars that want to see the new front end on your vehicle, there's a new aftermarket fascia that is a pretty close approximation of the new Tesla design. Evannex, the maker of aftermarket accessories for the Model S and Model X and upcoming Model 3, have sent me a rear center console for the back seat to test out. Most of you have already seen my front center console review. Now we will be trying out a rear center console and see how that works and looks. I've got the box. My car was really packed, so I'm not going to be doing that this weekend. But it's a quality unit. Matches the car's interior pretty darn good. So we'll see how that turns out. You might notice this week I've been a little busy with generator videos of all things. This week I tested a Generac IQ 2000, which is like the Honda EU 2000 portable inverter generator, only more efficient and quieter. And the finale video for that's coming up. Honda versus Generac for charging a Model S. Not saying that you should always charge off a generator, that would be ludicrous, but in terms of an emergency where you're stuck on the side of the road, or you're going to be traveling far off grid in the mountains somewhere or in the desert, who knows where you might go. Humans are crazy, we go everywhere and anywhere. I don't know, bottom of a lake even maybe. The Generac versus the Honda, so we're testing that out, as well as noise. I will say that charging off of the Generac IQ 2000, depending on the conditions you're charging in, atmospheric conditions and weather, so on and so forth, you will net anywhere from the equivalency of 12 to 18 miles per gallon, which really isn't too shabby once you compare that to a similarly sized gasoline vehicle. Let's see. And we're hoping I might be able to give you all a little tour of the Generac factory, as the Generac factories and Generac themselves are actually located right here in the great state of Wisconsin. And Tesla also uses Generacs, well, not solely Generacs, but at least the few that I've seen. Tesla also uses Generacs to test superchargers before they go live and are connected to the grid. Because if something's going to go pop, you'd rather it go pop before you take down a whole city's power grid. Being somewhat sarcastic, but you get the idea. So I just thought it'd be something fun, and then I will also be incorporating the Generacs into my Tesla Adventure series with the teardrop travel trailer. We'll have that with us and have some fun. And I just thought one last little thing here, a little treat for the night. See that house right there? It's actually a mansion, and it's on this nifty little island. I gotta adjust my shutter speed, hold on. A little dark, but it's actually still darker out here than what the camera's showing you guys. That mansion was actually struck by lightning It's a billionaire's mansion. Owns some water parks here in Wisconsin. That was struck by lightning about a month ago now. There was about 3 weeks ago. The lightning was about 4 foot in diameter, or at least the hole left. Went in through the ceiling, out through the side wall. Almost $1 million worth of damage to the structure and the interior of the building. And yes, everybody was home and sleeping when it happened. And guess what he's got? That is his 8-car garage with a couple Lamborghinis. Yet I can't get him to test drive a Tesla. I think he's afraid that once he tries a Tesla, he'll never go back to a gasoline-powered vehicle again. And let me compare. That's about how dark it really is out here. And that is all. Time to go in for the night. I am getting bit like crazy by the mosquitoes.